Welcome, HAA members. See a couple of you jumping on and trying to get situated. My name is Amanda Siobhan. I am the Vice President of Business and Marketing here at the Houston Apartment Association. We're so glad that you're here. What that means is you want to get involved with your association. Maybe you want to give back through committee work, or maybe you want to figure out what all the benefits are, like what do we provide you, and what can you utilize to help you with your career. You're going to find out about all of that today. I'm very excited to share this information with all of you. We've got two co-hosts that we're going to introduce to you in just a few minutes. But first, we cannot hold these webinars and all of the education and meetings and events that we have here at HAA without our wonderful sponsors. We've got a fantastic sponsor on the line for you today. It is Yvonda Lewis. She is with Steward Trash Valet. Yvonda, you want to say hello to the group?
Hello, group, and welcome new members. One of the great benefits of joining HAA is meeting wonderful suppliers like me, our company, Steward Trash Valet Service. We're here to help you with all your trash needs, from the doorstep to the dumpster. If you have any problems with your trash, we're here to help for valet trash service. We're running what we call a hot summer special right now for $9.99 a unit. We can do all units 5 days, 6 days, or 7 days. We're here. Please give us a call for us to come out and give you a free estimate, and also maybe need a free trial. But if you're looking for a great service, that is us. And this is one of the great benefits of being part of HAA and joining this wonderful group, because you meet not only suppliers like me, but other wonderful suppliers that's happy to help you when you're in your time of need. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonda. We appreciate you so much. Again, you can stay on and join us and listen to all the information, or you can go about your day. I know you're a busy lady.
Yes, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. And be looking for an email from our Steward Trash Valet Service. Appreciate you. Enjoy your session.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Yvonda. Awesome. Well, good. Well, let's get started with this. Let me introduce you to your co-host for today. We've got Kathy Clem and Darlene Guidry that are going to talk about all of the information that you're going to need to help you move forward with your membership and your engagement with HAA. So Kathy Clem is the owner of Vast Coaching Resources. She is a multifamily real estate specialist and Texas real estate broker with a Master of Arts in Organizational Management and Development and an evidence-based coaching certification. She's a personal and professional development coach and consultant, and also works as the special projects manager for AAA Apartment Staffing, a nationwide apartment staffing company owned by her mother and sister, Elizabeth and Ann O'Connell. Over her 40-plus year professional career, Kathy has managed operations of apartment communities in more than 16 markets throughout the U.S., with portfolios of up to 16,000 apartment homes for private, fee-managed, and public companies. As a 40-year volunteer of HAA, she has chaired many committees, including the Community Outreach and the Education Committee, and has been on the board of directors since 1992, serving as its president in 2003, and served 2 years on the executive committee of the Texas Apartment Association. Kathy has recently published her first book, Speak It in Spanish, Workplace Spanish Made Easy for the Multifamily Industry, combining her passions of language, communication, and engagement to improve engagement and connection in the workplace. So Kathy, we are very happy that you are here today. I'm going to introduce Darlene real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and you're going to get rolling. Darlene Guidry is the past HAA president of 2004. She has served on the HAA board of directors since 1988, where she also served on numerous committees and instructed numerous seminars and courses over her tenure. She has over 50 years of experience in property management, starting by managing a 12-unit property just to get a discount on her rent. Remember those days? Darlene earned her CPM designation and also earned her CAPS designation. She also served on the TAA Board of Directors, the NAA Board of Directors, and Texas Interfaith Housing Board of Directors. She has since retired as president of Hedig Management Corp., where she managed various multifamily properties, senior, family, tax credit properties, as well as retail centers and office buildings. And she has a ton of accolades, guys. She's a Hall of Fame recipient of 2011. She got the Woman of the Year in 1984, Outstanding Achievements Award in 1987, Executive Owner of the Year in 1994 and owner of the year in 1995. She's got tons of experience. So, ladies, take it away.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Darlene, thank you so much for helping host today. Do you want to go ahead and do an audience poll before we start, Amanda?
Oh, yeah. Let's find out who is here with us real quick. I'm going to put up a poll here. This is just more of us to try to get, where's my poll? There it is. Try to see who's on the line today so that Darlene and Kathy can kind of tailor their presentation to who's here. So the first question is, how long have you been in the multifamily industry? If you guys can just type that in real quick and let us know. How long have you been working in the multifamily industry? And I'm watching this. You guys can't see it yet, but it looks like we've got a really good variety of people from less than a year to over 16 years. People are still doing it. So I'm going to show it so you guys can see. And there you go. You can see who that is. The other, I did want to do another quick one too, just to kind of see as far as the positions or your titles that are out there. Where's my poll again? Let me do this. And I'm going to say, if you can just guys let us know, what is the position? Oops. It's not working for some
You may
reason.
have to close out of that one first.
I did that, but it's not working. It's just spinning. You know, it could be my internet here. We have trouble with that from time to nope, there it goes. There it goes. No, it's not going to do it. So that's okay. We can skip that. But we were just wondering if you were a leasing consultant, assistant manager, property manager, etc. But I think with the years, as long as you can tell about the experience, we can definitely move on, right?
Great.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Oh, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about how to make this your HAA. It's in the next hour, it may seem like you're drinking from a water hose, but we're just trying to give you a high-level overview of all the things that HAA does for its members. So what we're going to review today is talk about HAA and how it started, very important areas of advocacy in our legislative efforts, both on a local, state, and national level, professional development opportunities, our member programs, our member resources, the publications that we offer, networking opportunities, as well as volunteer opportunities. And of course, our supplier partner support that we couldn't do a lot of the things that we do without. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A, but if anytime during this webinar you have a question, just go down to the chat and put it in and we'll make sure that we answer your question. So let's talk about HAA and what our mission statement is. The Houston Apartment Association is a leading advocate, resource, and community partner for quality rental housing providers in Houston and surrounding areas. And we really have a long history, and I'm going to turn it over to Darlene so she can tell you about it.
Hello, everybody. So glad you're here today. Trade associations are formed to represent, advocate, and fight for legislators. So originally, a group of our area apartment owners started getting together to discuss business and politics affecting their properties. And at that particular time, the mayor was considering a sewer tax fee, and this was like in the 1960s. So they officially agreed to form an association that would effectively fight for their common interests at City Hall. They did just that, and the sewer tax was defeated. You've got over the years, then from HAA, actually, we are the ones that started all of it. TAA was formed, and then NAA was formed. All of this started about 60 years ago. So we're the group that started it, and we are still, as we fight with Dallas all the time, the largest association in Texas, and we think the nation, maybe the world.
Yes,
Anyway.
and will remain so.
And will remain so. But we have good competition with Dallas because they're very large also.
Exactly.
So there's 3 entities with HAA. And you're probably wondering why we have 3 different companies. Well, the first one is the Apartment Association, and that invoices your company for membership dues, etc. And then we have the Apartment Foundation, HAF, which is the nonprofit 501c3 arm. and it's technically considered a school. So you'll see invoices from that for classes and seminars, etc. And the last one is the Houston Multi-Housing Corporation, which is the for-profit entity, and that's the one that offers all the HA products and services. So you'll see invoices from HMHC that are for form sales, advertising, job board, and such as that.
Great. And one of the reasons we're the biggest is, as of this month, we represent 691,692 units across our area, which is comprised of 3,270 properties. And there's 879 management company members and 775 supplier company members. So where you've heard strength in numbers, this is really where the rubber meets the road. And we have different membership categories within our association. We have owner management companies. We have independent owners, and those are owners that have 1,500 units or less. Supplemental owners, they don't have any units, but they may be a third-party management firm, but they have another management company managing their assets, but they still want that connection with HAA and also the benefits that HAA offers. And then our suppliers, and there's different levels there too: associates, sponsors, and patrons, and that will help with their various levels of involvement. And when you talk about the size of HAA, you really have to look at the area that we represent. HAA represents 12 counties in and around Harris County. And if you see the map here, it's a really big area. It doesn't include Galveston, you see that there, but all the other areas that it includes, the 12 areas, have grown over the years. And we've really worked hard as an association to make sure that no matter whether you're in Harris County or San Jacinto or Colorado County, that we are able to give you as an association the resources and support you need to do the best you can at your jobs. So again, we are bigger than Dallas, and we are the largest apartment association within the United States. And Darlene, why don't you tell them about how big their membership is and how it's spread across?
What do you mean as far as
the 3 memberships in one?
Okay. I'm sorry. You're thinking about being a member. You're an HA member because your company is a member, or your property is a member because the company is a member. So when you join HAA and you pay your dues, the management company pays the dues, then you are members automatically of all 3 associations, which is HAA, TAA, and NAA. Now, each region has to join their local association separately. That automatically makes you a member of all 3 and allows you to participate in all 3 of those associations. Besides HAA, TA, and NAA have numerous amounts of programs, events, as well as conventions, trade shows, etc. You can join, you can do any of those things as a member of the local association, such as HAA.
Thank you. And when we go back to our local level and look at our leadership, we have an executive ladder at HAA, and that's the president-elect, secretary, treasurer, and vice presidents at large. We have 5 vice presidents at large. And you'll see here by the picture our current officers in leadership. And in addition, you see all the names to the right. We have over 60 directors that represent HAA, including emeritus, advisory, and supplier roles. So needless to say that we need a pretty big room when we all get together to meet. But these are the people that volunteer their time and efforts to help with the association on a daily basis. Now, with as big of an association as we have and as many volunteers as we have, we couldn't do what we do if we didn't have the support of the 17 staff members at HA that are ready to assist not just the board, but each of the members at any time. So we have different departments within the association that include membership, public affairs, professional development, communication, outreach, accounting, and resident relations. And if you look here at our staff contacts, you'll see, so you can put a name with a face of the different heads of the departments. And after we finish with the webinar today, you will get the PowerPoint presentation, so you'll have all this information at your fingertips too. So kudos to the staff, because they do a phenomenal job at keeping us moving, not just along, but forward in the efforts and all that we do. And part of what I talked about was the public affairs, which rolls into our advocacy that Darlene's going to talk about.
Yeah, our advocacy is probably one of the, well, there's a number of important issues, but the advocacy is definitely one of them. Both HAA, TA, and NAA are actively involved in the legislative process, both nationally, state, and local levels. In recent years, HAA has been focused on efforts to create fair treatment for the multifamily properties. The representation proactively protects the members' interest by promoting policies that promote the multifamily industry. The Political Action Committee membership is an option to join with a personal contribution. Individual membership to be involved cannot be paid by corporate funds, so this would be something you would have to join individually. We endorse candidates that help support and lobby for the apartment owners at the state, the local, and the national levels. Now, even if you don't join PAC, you can stay in touch with legislative updates by signing up for the HAA emails. Now, let's talk about PAC for a few minutes. Examples of past issues that we've taken on as a PAC is protection from late fee lawsuits, limited property tax increases. We defeated the bill to prohibit your access to eviction records. We've worked with eviction moratoriums and city transfer fees, and that's many, many more issues. Current issues are basically the property tax relief and the eviction court filings. So in Texas, we want them all to be consistent in the municipalities, and at the moment they're not, which makes it difficult with our evictions. But property tax relief is the major issue right now, and it's basically hurting all of us. Many of the jurisdictions throughout Texas have imposed local restrictions in apartment properties, making it more difficult to collect rent or to regain possession of units from non-paying residents. The last 12 months, HAA members and staff have performed hundreds of media interviews on TV, radio, and publications regarding renters' rights. The government affair team at HAA works extremely hard to protect our owners now and in the future. Membership for the PAC starts at $100 per year, and the luncheons are only $40 each. If you want to check out a PAC meeting, you can attend for the first time for $40. Kathy?
Great. In addition to our advocacy, we have great professional development opportunities at HAA. Our education courses have a full offering of opportunities to learn and to get additional professional development. We have credential programs that include CALP, CAM, CAPS, CAMT, IROP, that's for the independent owners, and CAS, that's a certification for our supplier members. We have Avenues training courses, and to me, this is one of the most affordable benefits of our offerings. It's an annual property subscription for unlimited attendance for the main street. That's the general management topics for maintenance, and it's also a session for maintenance for managers, leadership, marketing, and new this year is an Excel and tech track. And so for this, for Avenues, it's $199 a year if you have 200 units or less, $399 a year for 250 to 350 units, $499 a year for 300 plus units. And the great thing about this is you can send from your property, you can send as many maintenance or office people for each class, and the price is already fixed. Also this year, there's a new supplier subscription for $199 a person. So we're also providing access to our supplier members to these great training courses. Other trainings that we offer, Leasing 101. If you know somebody that is maybe interested or asking questions about the apartment industry but isn't sure what their next step should be, Leasing 101 is a great way to get information on the basics of getting into the industry. Also, we have several companies that they send every new employee through Leasing 101 to give them a bird's eye view of what will happen day to day in their job. We also have fair housing classes, technology training, certified pool operator, and more. Now, you know, everybody has a budget, so trying to stay within budget. We also offer grants that are available to earn the credentials that I mentioned earlier. You can download the application online, fill it out, and we have money available to provide grants to people for the classes. So say you have two people on property, one that wants to get their CAM and one that wants to get their CAMT, go ahead and submit applications for both. Even if your company supports or pays for professional development, these grants can help you and your property actually give more development opportunities to more people on your property. So don't forget that as an option, excuse me, as you're looking into that. Also, if those of you that have been in the industry for a while and have been involved in some apartment association activities, I'm sure you're familiar with the education conference. It's held annually. We have normally over 2,000 attendees. We have education and motivation in the morning, a networking luncheon, and then a free expo with over 250 exhibitors. This year, we even had a Spanish track where we offered certain courses in the morning in Spanish. And let me tell you, those sessions were packed and sold out early. So we really do try to meet the needs and meet people where they are. Go ahead and save the date for next year's education conference. It's going to be May 16th, 2024 at NRG. And separate from our professional development, we also have some programs, and Darlene's going to talk about some of those.
Well, first of all, I'm sure you wonder where we get all our forms for. We have a Blue Moon software program called Click and Lease. It offers the printed leases, addendums, and any of the forms that you will need through the partnership with Blue Moon, but you've got to be a member to purchase. So if you're not a member of HAA, none of these forms, the lease, etc., cannot be purchased. In fact, as of next year, all pre-printed forms are going to be discontinued after 2023. Starting in 2024, only online forms are going to be available. So besides all our forms, our lease, etc., we have the ACEs, which is the Apartment Community and Executive Supervisor Program. This is basically luncheons that are done quarterly and topics that are timely and of interest to the group. It's education and networking for supervisor level and higher. It's a very good program that, the supervisors seem to like quite a bit. We've got the Blue Star program, which is an effort to help HPD with law enforcement in the multifamily housing industry. And then we work together with them to effectively reduce criminal activity on rental properties. So you can join that program, go through it, and be Blue Star certified. We also have the RCR program, which is the Rental Credit Reporting Program. I think this is the only program of its kind in any of the associations nationwide. It was established in 1977 to help solve the screening problems in the local apartment industry. I know with our company, we used to go to RCR first before we spent any money on application checking or any of the companies that you guys use for application checking. if in fact you go into RCR and the person's had an eviction and you don't allow evictions, why go any farther and waste your money? So RCR is a good because it's got a record of many of the evictions in the area of our association, and therefore you can see what people you may not want to have living at your property.
Right. Some of the other programs we have as our outreach, you know, like I said earlier, we're pretty spread out across 12 counties, and we offer meetings, education, and networking in outlying areas. And also we offer resources. Several years ago, we reconfigured our executive committee to have the vice presidents at large. And each vice president at large is responsible for meetings in the different areas. And that's been very, very successful. I'm going to have Amanda show you some of the resources that are available for the counties that are county specific on the website, so that you can bookmark that on your computer. Do you want to go ahead and do that now, Amanda?
Sure thing. So this is the HAA website. You all know it probably, haaonline.org. And if you want to go and look at, we've got tons of information on our website, but what Kathy's specifically referring to are the online resources that you guys have access to as a member. So if you look at the outreach section, you'll find other resources here. You can look up outreach meetings if we have any. And then we've also got some resources here on the side. Let me get to those. Contacts. And then also, hang on one second. Let me get to our going. Sorry, guys. I hope my link did not get moved.
Well, you know, we still are tweaking the website, so.
We are, yes, that's a good point. We are in the middle of transferring over to a new platform, but you guys should know that.
Look under resources and see if they moved it there. No,
that's okay.
Unless they put it under outreach.
You know, it might be under membership now. Let's go over there and look. Here we go. Let's do this. So if you look under the membership tab, you'll see a bunch of information here. So there's manager FAQs, there's member resources, there's all kinds of benefits that you can click on. But let me click on the management FAQs real quick. If you've ever got questions about HAA or what, maybe let's just say, for instance, you've got a member a resident that has problems, you can send them to this website, and they will find tons of resources here to answer their renters' rights questions. So definitely refer them for this to them if you ever get into a conflict, or you have a conversation with one of your residents and they're not really understanding, or I don't know, I hate to say this, but they don't believe you. You can totally send them here so that they can see it for themselves. But there's also some outreach. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find it here in just a second. I'm gonna put a link to it in the chat. That way you can do it. But it's basically by the here it is right here. It's under there's tons of resources here, right? But here they are. You've got Alvin, Baytown, Conroe, Humboldt, Katy, Pasadena. You've got all of your cities that we cover, and every municipality has different guidelines and such. So if you're in the Pearland area and you're trying to maybe find, maybe you're trying to find where the permitting office is, everything there that you need as a property manager for your area is already there at a click. I say quick click. Once you find it, you should be able to find it to get it. But it looks like it's under advocacy now, which kind of makes sense.
The bookmark it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bookmark this page right now and just put it in the chat. That way you guys can have it whenever you have a question or something comes up that you don't really have the answer to. While I'm here, Kathy, can I just mention one thing?
Sure.
If you don't have a login for the HAA website, go to the sign-in page at the top, and you'll see here where it says if you're an individual, you must, of course, be employed by a member company, as the ladies explained earlier. But just click on the web reg at haonline.org email link and let them know that you need a username and password. That way, everyone has to have their own. That way, you can get access to some of these member resources that are behind the login screen. So I'm logging in there, and I think, Kathy, you want to talk about the next thing on your list?
Sure, but also with this, maintenance people, office people, each can have their own login, correct?
Correct, absolutely.
Okay.
And they should have their own. And then, of
Correct.
course, if you change companies, always let HAA know. That way we can update your information and you don't miss anything.
Right. Well, some of the other programs we have several awards programs. We have the honors programs that are held annually for individuals in property recognition and for outstanding service and products. We have 40 under 40. This is an event that's held every 4 years to recognize outstanding young professionals in our industry. We also have a young professionals group called HAA Next, and that's education and networking for young professionals. This group has continued to grow over the years. They meet for breakfast and happy hours several times a year. And if you haven't gone, I really do recommend that you try it out because they have some really good events. Also, we have a business exchange. We just finished one in August, and it's kind of like speed networking or reverse trade show where the management members have a table and the suppliers that attend get 5 minutes to introduce themselves and present their company and services. This program has been so well attended that we are going to start doing it in January twice a year. So we will have the next one on January 30th. It'll be coupled with the State of the Industry luncheon, and then we'll still have one in August. But there's been such a high demand from both the management and the supplier side that we really thought that adding this extra session in January would give our members such extra opportunity to be able to network and learn more about our supplier members and what they offer. So if your company hasn't participated in one of those before as a management company, I do suggest that you get involved with that, because every time I went as a management member, there was not one time where I didn't leave where I had 2 or 3 different things that either I didn't know about or I didn't know that companies offered that benefited me in my workday after I left the business exchange. So it's really good. That's just a highlight of some of our programs. Darlene's going to talk now about our resources.
Yeah, we've got some fantastic resources. One of my favorites is the Red Book online. Now, after this year, it's the last time it's going to be in print, and it won't be in print any longer. In the past, it's been in print. And it has all kinds of tips. It's got all the forms and how to use them. It's got numerous articles from our lawyers about certain certain problems and how to take care of it. It's a wealth of information on almost anything that you could possibly want to know legally, and basically how to run things when you've got a problem. So the Red Book is just fantastic. But remember, next year it's just going to be online. We also have the Resident Relations Committee, which basically you can have, let's say, a problem with one of your residents, and like she said before, you can't seem to get them to understand what you're talking about or what you know is to be correct or legal. And if you find that out, you can refer them to the Resident Relations program here, and they'll answer their questions also and back you up with what is legally correct for our association and the membership. The Resident Relations also hears security deposit disputes. They've got 2 committees that go over anywhere from, 8 to 10 to 12 cases per month. And what those are cases where residents feel like they were not being treated fairly on refunding their deposit. It comes in here, they go ahead and fill the form out, goes to the committee, and the committee sits down and actually goes through all of the documentation to make sure there's a signed lease, looks at exactly what the resident is saying was done wrong, and then makes a decision. If, in fact, the owner is found to be in default or not correctly refunding their deposit, then we ask the owner to do so. And if the resident is wrong, they tell the resident that they're wrong. So it's been a real good situation, and it's the only association that we know of in the nation that has a resident relations department. So it not only fields calls when you're having problems with residents, but it also helps with security deposit disputes so they don't end up in court. We also have access to online resources, which I think Amanda just showed you, to the local appraisal districts, the JP, the permit, the constables, and more. The Public Affairs Department is staffed to assist and advise you anytime you need it. Lastly, one of the other good resources is that the HAA building here rents rooms for managers, meetings, trainings, budgets, etc. If you need to schedule a meeting, a manager's meeting, or even a budget boot camp, HAA has a computer lab complete with 20 stations that you can rent. So, that is a good resource, especially for budget time. I've always taken a group in somewhere where we can go ahead and all review things at the same time. And HA's got all that set up with their 20 stations of computers.
Great. Now, another benefit of belonging to the Houston Apartment Association is some of our great publications. The first is The Abode. It comes out monthly. It's sent to the members. And if for some reason you don't remember getting it, or you don't, or you haven't gotten it, just call HAA and they can check on that for you. But also we have an annual buyer's guide. The buyer's guide is one of my favorite things. I used to carry, if somebody would come and borrow it from my office, I would make a note so I would know where to go to get it when I needed it. But now those are still going to be printed, correct, Amanda? The buyer's guide? Okay. Yes. But a couple of years ago, we started an online buyer's guide. And I'm going to have Amanda show this to you, because to me, I would never have the hard copy again. I would bookmark this on my computer, and because it is up to date. Anytime a change is made, it goes live here. I'm going to have Amanda show you some of the features because it's really neat.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you guys do know that the print version is still going. It is still very relevant. We get calls all the time, people going, I don't have my buyer's guide. So we send out extra copies. But this is where you're going to go if you're in a rush, in a pinch, or you need something quick. Go to HAAbuyersguide.com. And then you'll come to this page here where you can go and search for any type of company that you're looking for. And so, for instance, Yvonne with Valley Trash Company was on this morning. And so let's just say I wanted to look for valet companies. So if I go there, I find it, and I see the full active list of all of the supplier members that provide that type of service. It'll even tell you how many of those type of companies that are there. So let's just say, okay, I want to, Yvonne's right here. Let me just send her a request for information. Maybe you want to get bids from several companies. If you use this request for information tool, what will happen is it'll start a little digital request here for you so that you can reach out to them all at the same time instead of one by one. So you'll pick the companies you want to submit that the question to, or the action item. You'll hit click create. You'll click create request, and it will show up. This form will pop up, and you just put your information in here, put your email, your contact, let them know that you want to request services, or you would request a call or something like that. Now this is live, so I'm not going to hit send request, but what it will do is it will send all of the recipients here one email at one time, and they all get it instantly. So they'll be able to follow up with you from that point. So if you ever want to use this, it's totally free as a member. Bookmark this on your phone, on your computers, wherever. The other thing if you can do too here is if you wanted to look up a specific company, you can do that as well. So you just type in the company and say, I don't remember what that was. You can start typing it in, and it will, the pick list will pop up there for you. And then it will pull up their information. It's got the website, the email address, and then everything else that they do. So definitely a huge benefit here. We are looking to improve this, but right now I think it's kind of cool the way it is.
Yeah.
So guys, please use it as much as you can.
And what's the site again?
HAAbuyersguide.com.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Now, the third publication that we have is our compensation report. We do it we update it every 2 years. And this is a great resource when you're looking to hire new people or trying to see if the compensation that you're offering for your different positions are in line with what the local industry standards are. And right now, online is the 2021 report. Now, by the end of September, we do expect having the updated 2023 compensation and benefits report. It's an online report, and you do have to be able to log in to the HAA website to get access to it. So again, that's another reason while you're on, after you get off the webinar today, if you don't have a login, go ahead and shoot an email and get that information. So when this compensation information comes out, you'll have access to it. It's great during budget season too. So don't forget that. Now, on our website, we already went through that a few minutes ago with Amanda, do everything from how to log in, the legislative resources, the manager FAQs. I don't know whether we went over registering for events, but you can do that. You can download and pay invoices. We have a job board. If you're looking for an employees, or if you're someone who's looking for a job, check out that job board. It's got great information. Also, if your property or the management company changes, you can make that change online and do that. So it's a lot easier, and we've tried to put as much as we could in one place. We have another website, haaexpo.org. That has all the information about the annual education conference and trade show, what seminars we're having, the information. It has the information for exhibitors and how to register. And then, of course, we just got through going over the HAA Buyer's Guide that is a live search of current suppliers. So those are some great website features. And that takes us into our social media, Darlene.
HAA has several social media platforms that they have joined and that you can join. They've got online Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, or whatever it's called these days, and LinkedIn. Yeah. It's got an apartment association group page and a public facing page called Houston Apartment Association to share public and media resource information. The YouTube channel is HAA TV. Subscribe today and keep up with all the videos previously recorded and educational sessions. Now we're going to talk for a minute about network and team building, which is definitely one of the most important things about your membership. Buy a table or get a team. HAA offers monthly general meetings for members to network and a chance to team build with your staff. They're lots of fun, and a lot of them have things that are very educational also. For instance, the maintenance appreciation, which is September 20th, that's coming up. You have a go-getter meet and greet, and that's coming up September 21st. There's a golf tournament on October the 2nd. The Chili Fest is just an absolute kick. They have that annually, and you bring your whole family, and it's got all kinds of booths that the management company and the suppliers have made. Just lots and lots of fun, and it's a family thing. The Industry Achievement Luncheon and annual meeting is in November 9th. Next Winter Social is November 30th. One of the ACES holiday brunch is December the 1st. And then our installation gala is in January of 2024. Let me just say something. After being within the association here now for however many years it's been, you cannot even begin to believe how great it is, the networking and team building that you can do by attending the events. People are very friendly. I have made some of my best friends as well as industry peers through all of the social functions with HAA. people that I'll probably be friends with for the rest of my life. Most of these events are extremely socially fun and people enjoy them, and your team or your employees will love it. And you can pick up the phone and call people from other companies anytime you want, as you get to know more and more people by joining in on all of our events.
That's great information, Darlene. And so what do y'all do from here? Well, first you can join a committee. You can get involved in a committee that you can get behind, that you have an interest in. So find a committee that aligns with your passion, or maybe it's just a way for you or your team to help others or to give back. Visit our website and go to the membership tab under Get Involved, and you can look at the various committees and clubs that you may be interested in joining. Or if you have other questions or not quite sure where you would be a fit, send an email to members@haaonline.org, and one of our staff members at HAA will help guide you to different committees that they think where you'll be a good fit. One of the best ones is community outreach. This is a very large group, and that I've chaired under a different name. And when it became community outreach, I chaired it for 2 years. And this group's responsible for developing and coordinating new and existing community service events. We have the All-Star Sports Challenge, annual food drive. And so it's just everything from blood drives to just doing a lot of good in the community. So that's a great one if you're looking for some place to get started. Now, do note that some of these committees may have limited seating, but so just try to talk to a staff liaison to see which committees need help or which ones have the ability to take on new members so you can get the right fit. Now, 2 of the committees right now, besides community outreach, well, one other one is a Go-Getters Club. You can become a go-getter and greeter for the Houston Apartment Association. If you jump on this committee, you can come from your office simply by recruiting a new member to the associations. These meetings are quarterly. And when is our next go-getter meeting?
Next week, next Thursday, actually.
Next Thursday. Okay. So if you want, there's something right around the corner. If you want to try to be involved or just dip your toe in the water and see, go to that meeting and see what you think. But there's anything that you would want to do, you can do. So whether it's write an article for the abode, joining the PAC, just make sure that you don't keep waiting till you think you have time, because, Darlene and I met 40 years ago. We were both members of the education committee. That's where we met. And you see today, even after both of us are retired from property management, we're still involved with the association, still involved in getting back. So it does give you a lifetime of networking, of friendship, and a great way to keep up with an industry that has given us so much. So I'm going to turn it over to Darlene so she can talk about our great supplier partners.
This other part of our association is our supplier members that provide us all the supply goods, material, etc., that we need to operate our properties. It is such an integral part of our association, and they contribute over probably $1.5 million every year on sponsorships, advertising, PAC contributions, and just numerous events. We could not do it without them. So when you see them, make sure you thank them for it. In their group that can be joined by the suppliers, there's the HAA ambassadors. Now they visit the properties and they make phone calls on behalf of HAA to make sure you're aware of the benefits and any upcoming events. So if you're lucky and they happen to contact you, please take a moment and chat with them. They'll be worth your time. There's also the Product Service Council, called PSC, and it's a group of suppliers that guide and counsel other suppliers on how to tackle the multifamily industry and give them advice for success. Our suppliers work very hard, and they devote a lot of time in HAA to keep it successful. They're here to support the industry and help make you successful. Make sure you always thank them when you see them. They're also many of them that come to all of the events all the time. And once again, you'll be amazed at how many friends you will also make as far as people you can call for numerous information.
Great.
And brings me to Kathy again. I think we're ready for what?
I
Questions and
think
answers?
we're ready to see who has questions. If you just put them in the chat. I don't know whether there's been any, Amanda, you'll have to look and see.
Not yet, but if you've got a question out there on something that we touched on and you want more elaboration or a brand new question, please let us know. But while you're doing that or thinking, I'm going to move on to this next slide, because what we're going to do next is give away some prizes. So if you can hear me still and you're still near your keyboard, get your fingers ready, because we're going to ask a couple of trivia questions that we'll see who answers the quickest with the right answer, and we're going to give away some Amazon gift cards. But for now, we do have a question from Teresa York. How can I access the compensation and benefits report? Very good question. Kathy, you want to answer that? Do you want me to?
You go to the HAA website. You have to have your login.
Yep. Yes,
and
ma'am.
then you can search for the compensation report. And like I said, right now the latest one is from 2021. So you can certainly go ahead and pull that. But if you wait till the end of the month, there'll be the 2023 compensation report that you can look at. It. You can download that too, right?
Yes, ma'am. You can download several years worth.
Right. You could download it, compare, compare what's happened over the 2-year period. So once you have your login, it's easy to find.
Yeah, it's on the homepage. So once you log in, you can scroll down and you'll see it. It's right there, 2021 compensation survey. Click view survey, and then you'll see all of the various years that we've completed a compensation survey. So as Kathy mentioned, we just completed our 2023 survey, and that will be published on October the 1st. So look forward to that. So go ahead and go download it now, and then you'll see what the comparison is from 2 years ago. Good question. Okay, is there any, oops, you know what? I forgot the quiz. Hold on one second. My bad. Let me go back. Forgot to do
Got ahead of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh man. So let's give away some prizes. I don't think I see any other questions. Melanie did put in the chat, if you need a login, that she put the email address in there for you to email. So let's ask our questions. We've got 3 questions that we're going to ask. So again, get ready to type in the chat. The first person to answer the question correctly is going to win a $10 Amazon gift card. So our first question is, what company was our sponsor today? And I'm looking at the chat, so hopefully you guys know what that answer to that is. Can you remember who our sponsor was this afternoon still? Any takers? Catherine has answered. Do you remember the name of the company? It was a Trash Valet company, but I'm looking for the name. Trash Valet. There we go. So Foy King Koo, you are the winner with the correct answer of Steward Trash Valet. We'll get your email address and we'll email you your gift card. Awesome. Okay, so next question. Let's see if someone else can win a gift card. How many counties does HAA cover? Do you guys remember that? We talked about at the very beginning. Little more than 7, but Catherine did get it correct with 12. We have 12 counties that HAA covers. Believe it or not, we don't cover Galveston. They have their own association, and Beaumont has their own association. So if you're in those areas, you have to join their association to get their benefits. But we cover 12 of those counties. Final question. Let's see if you guys can get this. What is the website address for the Online Buyer's Guide? The one that we just went over. Let's see here. I like Landon. He's like guessing at numbers over here. Okay, we got it. It looks like Laura Lambana got it correct with HAABuyersGuide.com. Thank you guys for participating in this. Once again, I will email you your Amazon gift card. Kathy, you want to close this out?
Now, this is the contact info for HAA. Like I said, you'll be getting a copy of this presentation after we're finished today. But I really want to thank everybody for joining us, taking time during your lunch hour to go through this webinar with us. And also thanks to my dear friend, Darlene, and then the staff at HAA for making this possible. We do it quarterly so that as people have time, they can, they can get on and learn more about HAA. And I'll be honest with you, there have been past presidents who've done the webinar with me that have learned something during the webinar. So there's always something new that you can pick up and learn. But once and either today or tomorrow, I guess, Amanda, you'll be uploading this to our YouTube channel. So if you have other employees that missed this, that you want to share the information with, you can provide them with that link so that they can take a look at it. But really want to thank you for joining us today. It's been a great session.
And I would just like to add that if you're going to be in this industry for the long term, please join HAA. It is so rewarding. You'll be extremely pleased, and it'll be very helpful for your career.
The more you give, the more you get.
Yeah,
for sure.
As well as many, many, many good friends.
Yep.
Definitely. Well, Kathy and Darlene, you guys were a pleasure. Everyone out there, thank you for joining us today. We hope you learned some valuable information, and we cannot wait to meet you in person at the next HAA meeting, event, or committee meeting. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.